Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon, and I like writing games for fun. So, what are we doing today? We are working on Project Tactics, and depending on how things go, this may actually be the last day we're working on Project Tactics. But that's still kind of in the air. So, what is the overall plan for today, though? Well, we need to transfer all of this stuff from all these to the book. So I did the knights as kind of a proof of concept, just to make sure everything looked right, and I think it does look pretty alright. Pretty much what I'm going to do is each one's going to have a flow chart. That's going to be a lot simplified down, saying, okay, militia goes here, 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 and kind of displaying it there. But I have all the information for each unit here. So, what now? Now, I get to put everything in. Will that be a while? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm yawning. Yawny boy. But that's half the fun, isn't it? Is having a nice, dull day. Just menial work. So, tier 1 in foot. +1 strength. And now we don't need you anymore. There's a +1 strength, flat. Actually, what I'm going to do here is +1 dex, +2 strength, +1 strength, and +1 attack. Great martial weapons. HP 8. And HP 11. Actually, did I do it the other way? Okay, no. I did 11 HP, 8 HP. You may be wondering how am I doing this, how I'm getting this calculation. It's based on what their toughness score was in the document itself. If the document itself kind of determined their initial score, you could say, when it was originally, So I'm just moving that over. That's because how armor is now based. I reworked armor to give you bonus health. So that's kind of your advantage. Like, oh, hey, this character doesn't have a lot of health. Well, it's because they have access to heavy armor and things like that. Or, refusal to die. Bear killers just don't die. So, because they have base 20 HP plus heavy armor and great martial weapon. Yeah, they're not fun to fight. They're very strong. And why it puts it in quotation marks, I will never know. But here we are. And if we go for bear killers, Control C, Control V, except it's going to be +1 at 2 / dex. Instead of strength, you get a little bit of attunement, a little bit of dex, a little bit of strength. They get medium armor, great weapons. Troopers. But you also have access to Sacred War Chant, which is absolutely terrifying if you're going up against it and you don't quite know that you're expecting that, because it suddenly goes from, oh, hey, we're fighting completely normal troops, to, hey, why are we hemorrhaging health all of a sudden? Because it affects all troopers. So if you're going up against a complete squad of shitties, suddenly, like, their health starts plummeting. Mostly when you go up against some of the weaker characters. Like, think about it with just a base character with 0 toughness has 5 HP. That could outright kill someone if they're, kind of on the weaker side. And really kind of throw it for a loop if they're not. So, let's put the hero in there. How much HP? They have 17 HP. Sacred Warriors have 14 HP. Heavy armor, martial hand weapons, and medium shields. Yeah, these guys are kind of your I'm rushing in, ready to kill everything and die trying. While your heroes or villains, their entire gimmick is a little bit more even. Just even the fact of having a hero in your squad suddenly makes them a lot tougher. Let me go back up the aspirant. There's probably a better way of doing this, but I don't know how, so I'm not going to worry about it. Heroes give a little bit more of that. Actually, I'm lucky enough where I can just do that. / medium shields. 17 HP. A little bit more attack, but for this one, you get a little bit of dex, +2 strength, +1 attack. Villains are a little bit tougher than heroes, but heroes give you a little bit more utility. So that's kind of your combining heroes and villains may be the best option. I am debating on going full ogre battle and just putting in a karma system almost. But it would be a little bit lighter than the, dare I say, rigid formality of March of the Black Queen proper, but... Oh yeah, Kim Jong-un is still dead. Don't worry, folks. North Korea solved itself. It seems Corona-chan did her thing. Let's see. Even though Corona-chan wasn't the fundamental to that, it is still amusing to think she was. And the fact that I keep referring to them as it as a she amuses me to no end, mind you. +1 strength. So the regulars get +1. Actually, I want to make these guys +1 dex, +1 strength. And that makes the gladiator take you away. / +1 toughness. +1 toughness. +1 toughness. +2 toughness. 2 strength, 2 toughness. Yeah, that's fairly good. Sacred warrior. We're not going to deal with the dex because you're going to get toughness instead. The hero. Guess what? We're not going to worry about the dex. You get +1 toughness. And plus toughness. Well, the irregulars get that, and the irregulars' base health would be 2, so that would be 11 HP. Light armor, basic hand weapons, basic range weapons. Gorilla. I'll have you know I was on the top of my class. And +1. +1 dex, +2 strength. And then we have skirmishers. But instead of that, so you have +2 dex, +1 strength. And basic hand, martial range weapons, skirmish line. And 11 HP. 11 HP. Skirmish cavalry. Can I actually rename that for the troopers? I thought I did. What would be a good name for that? Really light. I've been meaning to change it, so I will. Skirmisher Cavalry, congratulations, you are now Genetti. Because, hey, who really needs to keep like a consistent tone among all the class names? You don't know that where we're going. So, you're Skirmish Cavalry. Is there a better... Actually, because I actually realize I don't have +3 dex, +1 strength. I don't actually have in the horse archers in the ranger tree. No, I don't. It seemed kind of more of a natural fit for them, but I digress. And finally, Raiders. Raiders of the Lost Ark. +2. +2 dex, +1, 2, and +2 dex, +2 strength, light armor, martial weapons, martial range, cavalry, loot and pillage, heal 2d6 health every time they are in a fight. And 3 health means you have 14 HP. So they can keep themselves alive way easier than about any other. And that's good, because we like it when people stay alive. Let's see. Yeah, no, trust me. Horse archers, the annoying thing with horse archers is what you can do is you can just endlessly spam harassment. And not only are you training your troops to make them better at spamming harassment, you are also dealing damage to them that isn't blocked by anything. So if you have a kind of a weaker squad, like a lot of weaker squad members, harassing them with horse archers or harassing them with cavalry can really take their numbers down. That's kind of my, dare I say, compromise is like with larger squads is that there's a lot of abilities that spread out damage to everyone in the squad. So technically, yeah, you may have more people in your squad, but you're also taking more damage overall. So instead of taking, let's say 1d, if you have got 6 guys in your squad, 5 troopers, and everyone takes 1d6 damage, you're suddenly taking 8 guys taking 1d6 damage. And that's 1d6 dice, 8d6 dice taking damage, which could be very bad. It's not like horse archers can kind of take their own in a fight. Again, they have martial range weapons, and the cavalry, so they're moving really quick. Your dex is higher, so you're going to be moving super quick. While raiders are just tougher overall because they get martial weapons. They also get martial weapons as well, which can be martial hand weapons, which is not very fun to deal with if you're not ready for them. And let's go to revolutionary. All maneuvers have a bonus +2 with their success. And we scroll up to guerrilla +1 at 2. And finally, mercenaries. Oh, that reminds me, I got 2. They have toughness of 2, so their health is going to be at 11. 11 HP. 11 HP. And here are mercenaries. Fight like it's payday. And let's see, we want to go right back up to our guerrillas real fast just to make sure. +1 dex, +2 strength. Do I give them extra attack or do I give them an extra tough? Yeah, I'm going to give them extra tough, +1 toughness. I don't want to give them, martial hand weapon, basic ranged weapons, medium shields. There we go. Your mercenary is kind of your all-rounder who can do a little bit of everything, which is good, because you want... The warlord's forces are a lot more about being mostly on the right side, the right of victory. They're a lot more focused on mixing up your troops, being a lot more tactical about things and kind of understanding, okay, it's time to run, or hey, let's commit to this fight, or hey, let's not commit to this fight, I don't think we can win it, or it's a lot of contrasting the night, which is we're diving in and we're killing everything or die trying. The Warlord's a lot less that and a lot more, alright, let's, figure out where the hell we're going, and let's, adapt. It's adaptability versus raw brute strength. Control Shift 8. Harassment. Oh, I forgot to give you guys your health. So you have 2, so 2 is 11. Yep. I got to get the mercenaries their health, and their bonus health is at 4, so they have 17 HP, which is actually one of the hardiest units the Warlord has. Yeah, outside of the bear killers are the most hardy. A 20 HP of mercenary is the hardiest on this side of the tree, kind of the more accommodate everything tree, rather than the we're going to dive in and kill everything we don't like. Alright, so perfect. Let's select everything here. And go to Project Tactics. Our nice little... There we are. Perfect. Perfectos. Probably add in some pretty pictures. Still have no idea how I want to handle equipment. I may just dedicate an entire stream to just doing that if I feel like it. If not, eh. Magus. Magiocontus. Neophyte. +1 at 2. And they have 5 HP. Yeah, neophytes are not very strong. But again, that's the point. They're not supposed to be strong, because they're a bunch of guys in robes running at and casting magic missile at things they don't like. It's like, wowzers. It's like, maybe I'm not the most qualified individual to actually be in this situation. Combat Thaumaturge. +1 ATU, +1 TGH. Actually, we'll do +1 strength instead. And you have 8 HP. Combat Thaumaturge, they have no ability to actually defend themselves. Yes, they're not. Like, your Combat Thaumaturges, they're not really these, like, end-all be-all Superman troops. They are kind of trash garbage. I might reorganize these too, so just to tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s, tier 4s. But I don't quite know how I want to do that yet. So in the meantime, I won't worry about it. Alright, capiche. Oh, and you only have 5 HP. But you have +2 attunement. Because again, that's going to be your one thing. And spell fencers. +1 toughness. Actually, no, we're going to do +2 strength here for these guys. Martial hand weapons, thin ones. And this brings us to burst casters. They have 2, so that means they have 11 HP, and our spell fencer has 11 HP as well. +2 attunement, +1 strength. Basic hand weapons, wands. Blast magicians get a +2 there. We'll actually give them a +1 attack. Actually, we'll give them a +1 toughness. And because their toughness is technically 14. Not much higher, but definitely higher. They still can't wear armor, so 14 HP is what they have, and that's what they're going to be working with. But here is explosion. And that's going to be +3 attu, +1. No, +1. Yeah, +1 strength, +3 attu. Explosion. And then we have our red mage. And if we go back up to our spell fencer, +2 attunement, +2 strength, light armor, martial weapons. And you also only have 11 HP. And a Mage Knight's going to have a +1 attu, +2 strength, and a +1 toughness. And you actually have a 17, if I remember correctly. No, you only have a 14 HP. Medium armor, martial hand weapons, wands, and medium shields. Blast magic, battle magic, and not so for the exposed condition, which is very nice. Alright, so now we get to move on to the second side of this. arcanists. So illusionary arcanist. So you're going. So let's take a look at our scholar just so we can remember. +2 add 2. So our illusionary arcanist is going to get +2 add 2 and +1 dex. No hand weapons and 5 HP. Squishy, 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 very squishy. So kind of getting these guys attacked is kind of almost a death sentence from them. So your goal is to keep them as far away from the enemy as possible. So the shielding arcanist, on the other hand, is going to give +2 add 2 and a +1 to toughness. Actually, +1 to attack. Because they too only have 5 HP. And our shielding mage. Control C. Oops. Tier 4. And +2 ATU. +2 +2 attack. There we go. And we go back up to Arcanist, +2 at 2. A blue, a blue, a blue, blue. Five HP, shielding sorcerer. +3, +2 at 2, +1 attack. Oh. Actually, what I could do is do that and then do that for the shielding sorcerer. Because the sorcerer is supposed to be kind of a little bit more practical in the field of battle. Yeah, I think that works. Now let's go back up to the illusionary arcanist, +2 add 2. Illusionary sorcerer, +2 dex. +2 dex, double or nothing, seemingly doubles in numbers in the heat of battle. Opposing squad gains the outnumbered condition for the number of casters' rounds. Recharge 4, which is really scary because being outnumbered gives you big penalties. 4. Which brings me to the illusionary mage, which is going to be +3 add 2 and +1 dex. Maze of the Mind, get spell on the other squad, number of casters in squad +1 units to make full movement in any direction of their choosing. The squad casts a spell that makes another squad with a number of casters in the squad +1 units take a full movement in any direction of the casting squad's choosing. There we go. Yeah, Maze of the Mind. Maze of the Mind's a big one for the illusionary mage because you can take pretty much enemy units and just completely reposition them in really inopportune places. Like, hey, we're going to shove all this cavalry, or like, hey, we're going to shove all these. This big squad of knights, we're going to actually shove these guys in hazardous terrain. They're all going to take a big old chunk of damage. Like, oh, haha, we've done it. We've successfully hurt them. while we make our our brave escape. Okay. UFI, Combat Thaumaturge, Scholar, Spell Fencer, Burst Caster. Why are you tier 2 or tier 3? Blast Magician, Explosion Wizard, Red Magu, Mage Knight, Illusionary Arcanist. There we go. No, computer, I don't want to record. Why do I want to record myself? I'm already streaming. I'm already a good boy. I'm done the streaming things. I have 14 followers. I'm making it on this site. Even though I just do this, really, because I am a very dull person. Control-Shift-8. 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 Oh, did not actually give you any health, Illusionary. You're the Illusionary Sorcerer. Yeah, 0, so you have 5 HP. 5 HP. And I didn't give it to you either, and I have a strange and beautiful feeling you also have just 5 HP. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it has the hidden condition, meaning that the enemy cannot engage the number of casters around toward the squad attacks. Choo-choo. Control C. Wait, shielding sorcerer. No. Caster tier 4. Yeah, when I said it, was like, oh, I'm thinking probably to be like 55 pages. No. We're at 59 as of right now. We're rapidly approaching 60. So yeah, we're looking at probably about 70, 80 pages almost. Because we've gotten 3 out of the 6 classes done as of right now. Delicious water. Delicious. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I didn't do my shopping today because I'm a lazy boy and it's been raining all day. I'm like, I can wait a little bit longer. I don't need to go shopping right now. No, I don't have anything in my fridge. for breakfast tomorrow. And I know what I have to do tomorrow. I just need to go shopping. Even though I'm not technically supposed to go shopping, I am anyway because I need to eat food. Because, fun fact, kids, food is good. You need to eat it to live. And that brings us to the bishop's troops. So, we have our basic acolyte. Acolytes are kind of shitty and no one likes them. But they do give +1 Atu. And they have 5 HP. I don't know why it keeps making that box at the bottom. So hey, +1 Atu, +1 Strength. Light armor. Light shields. Actually, how many? Oh, they have 8 HP. The Sohei technically have a massive 14 HP. Because they have technically a toughness of 3, yeah. Sohei are tough. That's kind of their thing, too. And we're not going to do Flagellants just yet. Gotta do the monk first. Monk. +2 Atu. Adu. And we'll actually do the monk side first, because I am very lazy when it comes to these things. So, missionary. They're going to get +2 Atu and +1 Dex. Light armor, basic hand weapons, and they have a toughness of 2, so they're going to have 11 HP. And the monk has 2, so they're going to also get 11 HP. That's 2, right? Yes. And then we have a priest. Actually, I should make you no. I should make the monk no armor. No armor, and then we go with the missionary who has light armor, priest who has also no armor. But it's technically considered a caster. So they're going to get +2 ATU and then +1 to their attack. Or do I just go +3 ATU? Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go +3 ATU. Having a priest in your squad's kind of a big deal because it's like, hey, I have a big heal. Not only do you have a big heal, which is automatically, I should bump that up to 17, which is, hey, I just have to roll 14 effectively. You know, I have to roll just a 17. I already have a +3 to whatever I have. You know, in addition to everything else I have, you know, I'm going to be able to cast Benediction of the Masses quite a few times. You know what? I will make that just 14. White mage. +3 ATU, +1 attack. And they only have a toughness of 11 HP. And the priest only has 11 HP. Then we have the Lector, which is +3 ATU. And +1. Actually, I'm going to make you a +4 ATU. But bump True Word up to 20. Once per combat engagement. Actually, once per battle. There we go. Just effectively having a lector in your team gives you a full heal, which is really good. They're not very good at anything outside giving your squad a massive attunement bonus. But it's like, okay, do you want to be selfish? Actually, it's only a squad member, so actually I think 17 works. 17, recharge 5. I can probably want that in the recharge 4. You know, all you're really getting is, again, that +4 attunement in addition to a heal on one of your own squad members. Not anyone else's squad, just yours. Because the bishop is, hilariously enough, fairly selfish. You know, they buff up their own squad, not really anyone else. Unless you specifically go down that route of doing things. There we go. Bump up that sweet tunes. And Lecter only has, you guessed it, 11 HP. Where are you? You're dealing with the missionary. +2 dex. +2 at 2, +2 dex. And you have 14 HP. All allies guns within 2 unit radius, maybe 1 unit in any direction. Now, mind you, notice that doesn't say your squad. You literally polytheorize at people to make them move faster. And that brings me to the Guru. Guru is going to get +3 attunement. They also have 14 HP. And foot tier 4. Yep, so you kind of see the difference in the bishop tree is that you can go selfless or you can go fairly selfish. Selfless for selfishness, selfish for selflessness. That's kind of your ultimate decision, you could say. Now we get to +2 attunement, and this is more of the +1 toughness route. Medium martial hand weapons, hands, and medium shield. And you actually have 5 toughness, so 5 toughness means you have 20 HP. Which is a lot of HP. Contrasting the flagellants, who only have 17 HP. However, their thing is +1 attitude, +2 strength. Faith is our shield versus faith is our sword. Actually, technically, yeah, light armor, martial weapons, they charge into battle. Hell-bent on killing everything. Martial great weapons. Hell, I'll be kind. And then we have the Redeemed. And they actually also have 20 HP, because they have 5. Yeah. because the base calculation is their toughness times 3 plus 5. So since they have a 5, 3 plus 5, so 15 plus 5 is 20. Yeah, that's math. And redeemed are plus 1 ATU, plus 2 strength, and plus 1 toughness. Martial great weapons. One of these guys medium armor. Again, these guys are supposed to be your they're more shock troopers. They rush in there, they deal their damage, but they're also like, hey, we have been, we are the faithful. Don't worry about us. On the other hand, the broken ones. They go full strength. They don't really care. They're charging in there with hardly anything on, with a hell-bent desire to kill things. Yeah, I think that's fair. You get a little extra health if you want, but again, your entire gimmick with these specific kind of characters is that you're charging in and getting killed, and mostly when you deal with the broken ones who have a lot of latent damage resistance on top of everything, they're not really supposed to go down that easy. As they're supposed to take a big hit, and you want to hurt your broken ones because they can take a lot of this damage. Actually, how much health? You only have 17 health. 17 health, and War Priest, 20 health. Actually, 20 HP. Medium armor, martial weapons. I should do martial hand weapons. War Pro. Yeah. Put the Warrior Prayer on recharge 3, 4. Yeah, recharge 4. And if we go right back up to Holy Soldiers, War Priest gives +1, +2 to your attunement. On the other hand, the Crusaders, who actually have a massive 23 HP. And they give you a +2. There's +1 attunement, +2 strength, and a +1 toughness. And martial hand weapons. And medium shields. There's Volt Expo and the explosive. Suppose there enemies for the round and make a melee attack. Yeah, must be within charging distance. And this side is not fast. Like, make a distinct note. Your faith through sacrifice here isn't really the fast ones, and you need to kind of understand that when you're kind of composing your forces. Is that these guys are fairly heavily armored. They can take a big punch. They're probably actually the only ones comparable to the knights in just raw health availability. But they also are very slow, and they actually don't have that much in the way of protection against arrows, as the only ones actually who have shields are holy soldiers And actually, if holy soldiers have shields, that means war priests have shields, yeah. Medium shield. Pretty much the only ones you're getting it. These are the only 3 with actually like decent arrow protection. The rest do not have that. And these guys, their entire point is that they rush in there, take a lot of damage, and leave. So as a bishop player, you have to kind of make a decision of how you want to build your troopers. And if you want like knight bishops, you'd almost want to go down the faith through service tree just so you can endlessly heal your few kind of well armored and well equipped knight units. However, if you were a Magus Bishop, you may want to go down the faith you sacrificed route, so you can get troopers that deal a lot more damage and can soak up that damage meant for your mages, and pray to God they don't actually attack your mages, because if they do, you're fucked. Alternatively, even like mixing and matching these could all produce some fairly interesting combinations. So yeah, these guys done actually. Oh my. Oh, I made a mistake. There we go. The Ruthless Travel. Parista. Good old-fashioned anime Catholicism, which I always find amusing. Anime Catholicism is very a fascinating religion, and if it was real, I would be a part of anime Catholicism, not real Catholics, not real Catholicism. Nah, that's a lot of work. Anime Catholicism is like all the nuns are super hot and totally okay with everything, and there are absolutely no problems, and sin's kind of just a suggestion. And your best friend's Alexander Anderson. I mean, what's better in life? What is the best in life? So yeah, I think I'm going to do the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s. I think that's going to look best. And that's just something I'd have to do probably after stream today. I'll just reorganize things as I muse to myself. Probably flip on some nifty show that I've been meaning to watch. Because I actually I don't watch that many movies like I mean to. But I might turn on something fun. I might actually catch up on my this season's Japanime, which I've been kind of bad about not watching. Nothing really jumped out at me except Tower of God, but I've been kind of indirectly been interested in that for a while now, so when it kind of showed up, I'm like, oh, I finally have a good reason to actually, look at this. There we are. Everyone is set up. Still cannot spell hazardous to save my life, but hey. Normal, Control V. We are currently at 65 pages. Oh God. Oh giddly goo. God, I don't know why. I say that because of Alex the Rambler, a YouTuber I quite enjoy. He's a cool dude. Recently he's been kind of focusing on his like Atomic Nerd channel. I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'm just like, can you please play something, I don't know, different? Or anything else, really? I'm down for that. I like him actually when he plays, kind of weird strategy games. He doesn't do that too often anymore. It's Hearts of Iron and Risk, and like every now and again he'll play something different. I'm like, oh. This is already so. This is over 20 pages of just trooper advancements. Jesus, Christmas Christ. Well, I mean, I did say that would be kind of the fundamental part of this game. So I shouldn't be too surprised. So I shouldn't be too surprised that it's kind of become kind of an essential thing. And let's get moving on to our next one, the Knave. Knave is actually pretty fun to write. I wrote this one kind of just by myself. We got Cavalier. I learned a lot about what the word Cavalier meant as well. Because I've always assumed that was like, oh, that's kind of a cavalry thing, you know, cavalry. I'm like, oh, that kind of goes hand in hand. It's not. It's more like a fashion/attitude sense thing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. So, Rogue's going to give you a +1 attack right off the bat. And they actually start with 5 HP, which is hardly goddamn nothing, but hey, welcome to being a shitty. And then we have our Gangstars. +1 attack, +1 toughness. And then we move to our footpad, which has +1 attack. Let's see, actually, +1 dex, +1 attack. Basic range. Hand weapons and bucklers. And then we go to tier 3s. Thuggies, which I've actually learned the term thug came from India. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of a neat little factoid. +2 toughness, medium armor, martial hand weapons, and still just bucklers. Swashbuckler. Martial hand weapons. So you get +1 attack, +1. No, it's gonna be +1 strength, +1 attack, +1 toughness. Actually, I should do light shield. Yeah, the daring bravado is kind of a joke of the haha, look at me, I'm very scared, you know, I'm intimidating as I hit you and run away. It's like slap back, slap back, slap back, slap back. Highwaymen. Highwaymen focus more on their decks. And actually, I forgot to apply health to these people. Footpads. Let's see, footpads have 1, so they're going to have 8 HP. I'd normally be having a drink about now, but I don't have any alcohol because all the shops are closed, and I drank all my alcohol last night. So I'm drinking water. Because I am an alcoholic, and I need help. And nobody'll answer. So you are 4, so you should be 17. Yes. 17 HP. Swashbuckler's 3, so that means you're 14 HP. Highwayman is only 8 HP. Which brings me to Bandit. Which is only 8 HP. Actually, no, it's 11 HP. Medium armor, martial hand weapon. Basic range. Martial. Oh, what's the foot pad? Give me the foot pad. +1 deck, +1 attack. +1 strength, +1 attack. I also realized I just named Bandit or Banditeer. What would be a good term for a bandit? Here, let's ask the Discord. Because I've never had any problems with Discord before. Quick question. If I wanted a name for a advanced bandit, what would I use? As explanation of a small class tree for troopers in a new game, and a tier 3 trooper is called a bandit, and I need a tier 4 variety for them. Alright, I will, for now, until I get a response, they will be now dubbed Advanced Bandits. Or ADV Bandits. Here's my squeaky ass chair, because the chair saves lives, I guess. I'm gonna throw everyone off if I get a better chair, being like, this one doesn't squeak, and everyone's like, what? No, this isn't right. Squad. Shank and gank. Okay, got that. Okay, so Moss Troopers. They're derivatives of Highwaymen. Martial ranged, martial hand weapon. There we go. Plus with all their ranged weapons range. Yeah, Moss Troopers, like, their entire thing, you could say. Hey, Brigand. brigand. Yeah, there we go. We'll put this in here, brigand. Yeah, I use Moss Trooper, but not brigand. I don't know how I dismissed that. Unless that was supposed to be brigand. I just completely herpa-derped my way in. Moss Troopers have toughness of 2, so toughness of 2 is 11 HP. So 11 HP. Oh. And that brings us to the Desperado. And that's going to be plus 3 dex, plus 1 attack. Is that correct? Yeah, plus 3 dex, plus... Yeah, this one. And they only have 11 HP as well, because I only have 11 HP, because everything has 11 HP, but it all depends on you. One second, I just gotta... If you haven't checked out Vagrant Star yet, but yeah, well, try to find Vagrant Star. It's a good game. Devs... There we are. And now let's move on to the Marauder. Pop a shit. And we gotta do that. Do that. And we're going to... Why do you get great weapons? Unless I make it specific. Dex, I guess. A great spear. Great spear weapon. I hit the wrong button. No, Steam, don't open. Okay, Steam's opening now. This is my life. Hello, Steam. You don't go away, please. Cease to exist. And I guess great spears work for Marauders. Brigand. Actually, what am I doing? Brigadine. Which is actually getting a Switch remake. You have no idea how happy I am for that. That might actually encourage me to buy a Switch, and I might, just so I can play Brigadine on it, because I love Brigadine. It's the greatest game of all time. I think everyone knows my complete fanboyness over good old Brigadine. Medium shields. Yeah, brigands are not fun to deal with. They're meaty enough where they can take a hit, but they also have... Actually, I should put basic range. Does Bandit have basic range? Yeah, this basic range. Ooh. Oh, make it basic range. Marauders key thing is that they can make a shot and then move a direction they want to. So Brigands. Okay, cool. Which brings us to the Cavalier. Fucking hit the down button. Gosh. Golly gee. And Cavaliers. Yeah, that was my weird. God, that was my weird thing when learning about Cavaliers. It's just like, yeah, these have nothing really to do with being a swashbuckler. There we go. This has absolutely nothing to do with being a cavalryman or anything like that. No, it's just a fashion sense, effectively, and they were effectively English. What can be effectively summarized as English hipsters before it was cool. And let's make them a little beefier. There we go. Medium armor, martial hand weapons, and we'll give them light shields. They're kind of your troop killers because they do a lot. You know, the squad deals 1d6 extra damage when using the focus tactic. So you want to have some of them in your squad if you're going for the kind of that more kill, die. And contrasting the Distra, which is actually a reference to Warhammer Fantasy, with Chilean Distros. Because my first Warhammer Fantasy character outside me GMing it was a Chilean Distro, and he was really fun to play. Because he was just, I was a terrible role player back then. I just hammed him up to be the most Italian asshole around. He actually ended up getting killed by a beastman, if I remember correctly. Yeah, fun fact, kids, don't challenge a beastagoer with your fucking rapier and expect to come out, alive. Burn some fate points before that. It's just like, I could take this guy. I'll roll well. I didn't. Like every miss that could happen occurred, and it was bad. And then, yeah, it was not pretty, to say the least. You're not going to get a +1 strength. You're instead going to get a +2 attack. Martial hand weapons and bucklers. Yeah, having distros in your squad is actually really useful because you can just ignore damage reduction. Beat them, and now we're into the brute territory. Brutes have an insane. This is the Knave's big health unit, which has 23 health. And if we go up a bit, bandito. No, it has to be thugs. Yeah, brutes are all about just being a brick shit house in front of you and your enemy. Not really designed to be anything other than that. Or get off in. Must be the target of focus attacks, and that's on purpose because again, big armor, big weapons, taking a hit, dealing them right back. That's as simple as. Which brings me to the protagonist, which is another Warhammer Fantasy reference, because this is from Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. The protagonist is pretty much a professional asshole. And that always stuck. I don't know. I've always remembered that from that book. Just because, we've associated the word protagonist so often with, it's the good guy. It's the protagonist, guys. He's going to save us. No, Warhammer Fantasy is just some asshole. He's going to beat you up and steal your lunch money because you're a nerd. And nerds don't deserve lunch money. +1, leave you +1 strength, +1 attack, and +2 toughness. Medium armor, martial hand weapons, and we'll give you a medium shield. Alright, good time, lads. So yeah, no, protagonists actually pair really well with cavaliers, because all the protagonist allows you to do is use focus tactic on 2 targets. And technically, since you're using the focus tactic, the Cavalier Pride kicks in. However, if you notice, they're on the opposite sides. So you can't have one guy have the benefit of both. You have to have 2 guys kind of dedicated, like one's a Cavalier and one's a protagonist. And that's on purpose. Probably with the Knave, like, the Knave pairs best with probably, like, a Knave Bishop. They pair fairly well together, because you can use the Bishop's kind of meatier troops to supplement kind of some of the more weaker members of your squad. Like a Magus Knave, go down this tree in particular, and just have a slab of meat in between you and your really weak dudes. That's kind of the goal, you could say, there. And 4 is 17 HP, right? Yes. Alright, here I'm going to delete all this excess fluff here. Control C and backspace, B and B. And with this, we're almost done. We might just have one more, and then Project Tactics is done. For now, at least. You may be wondering, what do you mean for now? I think any good game, any good story, you need to take a break from it for a while after you've got the hard part done, and then come back to it with fresh eyes. And from there kind of decide, hey, this really worked, or hey, this was a goddamn disaster. Why did I ever decide to even, debate this was a good idea? And that's kind of your idea. Bandito. I also find it amusing that you probably, if you've stuck around this long, you probably have at least know of my Monster Girl Adventures game. Yeah, people still comment on the wrong version. Being like, I want this change. I'm like, I already did it, mate. I don't know what game I'll work on after Tactics is done. I might actually work on East Sky Bullshit. I think I might do that. Just wrap that up. I have an idea of what I want to do with it. I think explaining it would be fun too, but I kind of like working on Tactics. This is actually a pretty fun game. Footier. A lot of little things to consider with this game. All right, let's move on to our final one, the Ranger. We have our poachers, and our poachers are of course going to give us just +1 dex. We can move a little faster with them, and they're going to have 8 HP. They have no armor, basic hand weapons, and basic ranged weapons. These guys are not professional soldiers. You should not get them into a fight because they have really no ability to defend themselves. And of course we're going to now go on to our archers. Archers have their +1 dex. They're also going to get their +1 tactics, light armor, and they're also going to be the first one to get martial ranged weapons. Which, in case you haven't realized, is going to be kind of the gimmick of the archer tree, of the bow tree. And how much health do they have? They have only toughest 1, so they only have 8 HP. Scouts only have 8 HP. Well, Scouts, on the other hand, are going to get +2 dex right off the bat. And basic ranged, no armor, basic hand weapons, and basic ranged. The Scouts are just supposed to be super duper speedy fast. mob list. HP. +2 dex. +1 attack. Light armor, martial hand weapons. And martial ranged. One makes a focus attack at range, dealing +2d6 damage to the target. And then we have to work with the Pavesian. And Pavesians actually have a lot more health, because they're a lot more hardy. They have 14 HP. Light armor, martial hand weapons, martial ranged weapons. And you instead have +2 dex, +1 toughness, martial range weapons, and you also have up to medium shields. Yeah, Pavesians, you want to give them big old slappy crossbows, because they can just do a lot of damage with them. These guys are also the only ones that can really survive melee combat pretty reliably, because they have pretty decent HP considering what they are. And they are actually, if I remember correctly, yeah, they're the highest toughness. They're the second highest toughness unit. The highest toughness units are Quarrelers, which the entire thing is that they're supposed to get into it, and Moon Druids, because they are druids and about turning into bears and beating people up as bears. Range +1. Which makes me move over to the Naturalist. +1 ATU, +2 dex. Martial ranged. These guys do count as casters, which is very, very useful. Sorry, I'm just making sure my back snaps back into place real fast. So Naturalists, you actually have 11 HP, contrasting the Wild Walkers, who only have 8 HP, because they're very weak. Basic hand weapons, martial range. But you guys get +3 dex on top of everything, because they're supposed to be your archer boys. It's doing a ton of damage and being able to move very quickly. And then we move on to Waystalkers, which are +3 dex, +1 attack, light armor, martial hand weapons, and martial ranged. In concealed condition, their next attack is performed in ambush. I should actually add that into the main condition. And then we have Way Watchers. Not Weight Watchers, Way Watchers. Very different. You only have 11 HP. Way Watchers only have 8 HP still. but you have +2 dex. Actually, you have +3 dex, +1, yeah, +1 ATU, +3 dex. Move 1 unit in any direction. Yeah, like having just a Way Watcher in your group kind of is a huge deal, mostly for things like knights and things like that, because what you can do is, hey, they're trying to run away, we get to move up a space toward them. Hey, this guy's moving away as well, we get to move a space. So it's very much being able to abuse it, mostly if you tie them together with things like Waystalkers or other units that give you the concealed condition. And suddenly you're in a position that allows you to really maneuver your squad into a really solid position and then make a big attack against someone who's not prepared for you. Like, oh, hey, they're going to start the force march. Oh, hey, I get to move up a square. Hey, I'm going to, launch an attack while they're exposed and do a crap ton of damage because they don't have any toughness. After you're relying on toughness, guess what? Oh god, okay. And now we go to Mundruids. Toughness 4, so that means you have 17 HP. What's the naturalists? +1 ATU, +2 dex. And we'll do another +1 toughness, medium armor, martial hand whip. Actually, what I can do is do just basic great weapons. Like, your weapons aren't that great. But we can do martial range, wild shape, thrown animalistic rage. Yeah, having a Moondrow just means you can spam wild shape often and just turn everyone into dead carcasses because you killed them all. That's a really bad way of putting that. 14 HP, so we're going to do our 2-2 spread here, 2 dex, 2 ATU. Because you are technically a caster. And Light of Nature is grounds the spell, everyone dies. Hippity hoppity hippity, hippity hoppity, get off my property. And now we work on the Cossacks. Did I spell Cossack correctly? I don't know if I did. A CK. Cossack, okay, yeah. I don't know why I didn't put a C in there. You'd think it would be kind of an immediate thing to put a C in Cossack. And Cossacks have toughness 3, so that means you have 14 HP. 14 HP, and if we base it off the Pavesian, where are you, Pavesian? 2 dex, 2. Let's see. I can actually probably go for this instead. +2 dex, +1 strength, +1 toughness, 14 martial, martial hand weapons, martial ranged. And cavalry. So you can reposition yourself real fast, real real effective and kill everything you don't like. Plus 1d6 health when enemy squad members put them into critical condition. You know, these guys rely a lot on shock and awe. While the Quarreler, on the other hand, short and sword. +2 dex, +2 toughness. These guys are big old boys that sit down and take a beating. Martial hand weapons. Martial ranged. Medium shields. Yeah. Yeah, I think 17 works for that. Shot and sword. This is pretty good when combined with more like damaging ranged attackers, such as wild walkers. Not wild walkers, waystalkers and things like that, because you can do a lot of damage that way. I'll even pair it well with siege archers and snipers. Which brings me to siege archers. So that's 17 HP. That's 4, right? Yeah. Obelisk. You know what you miss, Obelisk from Darkest Dungeon. Siege archers, these guys only have 8 HP, but again, their entire thing is that they do a ton of damage. While we bring in the snoopers. And you guys are just going to be +3 dex, +1 attack. Tone you down, martial hand weapons, martial ranged. Squad's range attacks deal +1d6 damage. Power shots. Alright. So we've got everything in there. Let's select all that, hit that, and Control V, and here we go. Another 5 pages of things. I didn't post the nave in there. Alright, here, give me 1 second. Let me just Control Z my way. There we go. And nobody knows the difference. Ding. Some people say I play it fast and loose, that I use Notepad for everything, and more than once I've deleted something I didn't mean to, but this is why I like using Google Docs. Because you can save yourself from these problems. And there we go. Oh geez, we have 69 pages. Yep, we're going to have 75 pages exactly. Oof. And post to you. Ranger troops. Ranger danger. I'm going to actually make the go away. Heading 1. And Ranger troops. It's like Goof Troop, except more violent. Oh no. Oh no, calm down please. Computer, please. Okay, good. Computer, please. Why do you do this to me? What did I do to you? What the hell? Why am I up here? Another spelling error. Hazardous, damn it, hazardous terrain. Yeah, musters are arranged. Ranger troops. And Control A, Control C, Control A, Control V, and V. Oh, we want to hit B, we want to hit that, and now we want to paste. Alright, now we get to make. I misspelled weapons all throughout here. I must have been typing when I was very tired. Blame the fatigue. My sleeping schedule has been destroyed ever since this whole end of days things started. But this is why I stream at such late weird hours, because this is like when I actually am awake. I also get everything uploaded to the YouTube sphere after this. The latest ones need to just get updated. Probably watch something, watch a show or something. In between that, do some work here, probably reorganize some things, kill a few birds with one stone. Figure out what the hell's breakfast tomorrow is going to be, because I didn't go to the store today, like I said. Got a little thing on my screen. And oh, didn't mean to hit you. Why do you keep popping up when I don't want you to? I don't want to inspect elements. I only do that if I need to edit a post on 4chan to make myself look right. I mean, none of you heard that part. Don't do that. Don't do that, folks. If you make a dumb comment on the 4chan, on our Taiwanese basket weaving forum, own up to it. You made a bad post. Blame another person. Blame OP. But own up to it. Then you start shitposting. Ironically, of course. Alright, so let's see. We are... Congratulations, folks. We have officially not made it through because I didn't put health for snipers. It's just 2, so it's going to be 11 HP. Alright, let's Control A and Control V. There we go. 74 pages of stuff. So there may be one more stream of me maybe going over the various weapons, maybe not. I don't know yet. We'll find out. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. Depends on how things go for... Actually, we still have to do enemies, don't we? Yeah, it'll probably be another stream tomorrow, or a stream on Tuesday. Of me just going over enemies and monsters, and how I plan on doing that. Effectively, I'm going to have to do it based off the captain, and then have various troops going from there. I might actually post the attributes from the characters themselves. I already have, they're there, I may as well use them. As kind of like, hey, these are kind of some of your example micro characters of what you may encounter. Kind of get a gradual idea of what they may look like. You know, what a bandit leader would effectively be on, you know, a knave or a ranger knave. Like at the end of the day, ranger knave, big focus there. And that's effectively what a bandit leader is. Or hey, it's an evil necromancer. Like, all right. He may have like a special class, like special classes or something like that. I have a few ideas of how I want to do it, but well, thank you all for watching tonight. It was, let's see, almost 2 hours of me Control C, Control Ving my problems away, but we did it. We got the hard part done. Now we get to just relax, hang out, and enjoy the day. Well, thank you all very much, and have a wonderful rest of your time. Goodbye.